Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video we are going to be reviewing one of my favorite recent pickups, and that is the Balenciaga Track Hikes. Today's video we are going to do the unboxing of them, and I also have a normal pair of tracks as well, so I can show you guys a comparison on how they are different. I went into the store to get some normal tracks, but then I saw these and I can't lie, I just love how different they are to the tracks, but yet they're still the same. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out my other videos. I do have some other designer unboxings, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So as I mentioned before, I went into the shop trying to get some normal tracks, and then I cast my eyes upon these track hikes. I kind of haven't seen a lot of people wear them. I think I've only seen a few like influencer people wear them, but I haven't been out in the street and I haven't seen like anyone wear them. A lot of people these days wear tracks. I feel like they're a very, very common shoe. So as usual, I always like to get something like a little bit different, but it's still basically the same. As usual, we'll go through the unboxing. So they come in this huge Balenciaga box. This is your standard Balenciaga box. All Balenciaga shoes that I've ever got come in this box. So when we open it, oh my goodness, it is big. So I have actually taken the shoes out for a second, but I just wanted to show you what actually comes in the box other than the shoes. So one thing I do really like, other previous Balenciaga shoes have just come in a dust bag. This is their version of a dust bag now. Let me just move this. I mean, I don't know if it's a dust bag or like it's an actual bag. Like you could actually wear this, which I actually quite like. I feel like I'm getting more value for my money because I'm getting a bag. I mean, I don't think I'd wear it like that, but you know, I do really like it. I do think this is an extra bonus. It is a huge bag because obviously the shoes are huge. It's nice that it's not your usual typical dust bag. You know, your kind of silk cotton dust bag. It's actually a bag. That is quite cool. So yeah, that was in the box. And then as well, you have some spare pairs of laces. So these are white laces and the shoes actually come with black. Yeah, I'll show you the laces when we get to it because I don't think I'm going to be relacing these Balenciagas. But yeah, so that's the box, and now we'll crack on with the shoes. We're going to go into the details of the shoe. It is very, very similar to the Track 1. So when Balenciaga came out with the tracks, they came out with the Track 1s and the Track 2s. There is very subtle differences between them, kind of like where the logo is and things like that. But these are basically a high version of a Track 1. I do also have a pair of Track 1s as well, which I'll bring out later on in the video so you can see the comparison between them. But yeah, these are Track 1s, but a high top version, I guess. So the shoe is predominantly made up of nylon and mesh, and obviously you've got the layering here going on, so there is actually 9 layers. You can see like the flaps. So that is kind of standard for a normal track Balenciaga. It does look really heavy, the shoe, and it is really heavy, but surprisingly the upper of the shoe, so excluding the sole, is actually really light, and it feels kind of like breathable because you've got the mesh going on in parts of the shoe, which is, you know, a really nice feature. And the most standout points of the shoe, I guess, is you've got the logo on the side here, so you've got one on each side of the foot, on the outer side, and then the inside you don't have any of that. And then you've got the logo on the tongue as well, which is really nice. You also have the track logo at the back, and I don't know if you can see, but you also have a track logo under the layering, but that's just part of the layering, which is quite a cool feature as well. And then I think one of the main features of the tracks, how I can kind of, when I instantly see these shoes, this is what I instantly see, is your foot size is on the toe cap. So the track 2s don't actually have that, only the track 1s. And as I said, this is a track 1 basically. And as I mentioned earlier, the laces, yeah, there's a lot going on with these laces. Obviously they come with the spare laces, but what I said earlier is that I'm probably not trying to relace these. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. So they are double laced. So we've got some double laced black and white laces going on. And also the eyelets of the laces. So as I mentioned, the layers, there's a lot of different layers to the shoe. The laces go into the different layers of the eyelets, if that makes sense. So as you can see, for example, the top laces go into the outer flaps and then the inner flaps, and you've got a hook here as well. So some of the laces go into the hooks and some of the laces go into the eyelets under the layers. So maybe that could be a video trying to relace your Balenciaga tracks, because the tracks are the same as this, but obviously because these are hikes, they're higher, so there is more laces, the length of the laces is longer. So yeah, I'm not trying to undo these because I just think that is a bit of a mess, but I do wonder how they'd look with the white, but I think I prefer the black. I think I prefer, you know, the all black kind of look. And obviously as these are higher, they actually have hooks here instead of the eyelets near the top. I find them kind of easier to undo and unwear because you literally just unhook them instead of trying to have to like poke them through an eyelet. Another one of the main features as well is the BB logo embossed at the front. Again, that is a nice feature of the Balenciagas. And then obviously we have this really, really chunky sole. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the shoe actually. I love this sole. I love how chunky it is. Like, it's just, it makes the shoe. But yeah, as I said, the shoe is a heavy, chunky shoe, but that's mostly made up of the sole because, as I said, the sole is really thick. It's made out of rubber, but the top of the shoe is actually quite lightweight. And again, as I said, that makes it so nice to just slide your foot in and it's comfortable. Now we're gonna compare the two. So this is a track 1. It does look a lot chunkier because it's actually not mine. This is actually 2 sizes up, but this is the standard track 1, and obviously it's in a different colorway. But other than that, as I said, is a track 1. So basically the track Balenciaga is exactly the same as the normal track. If you were to like cut the track hike here, it would literally be exactly the same. So obviously the only thing you've got here is you've got this a high top, and this is made out of mesh, as you can see, but it doesn't continue the layering up. It's only got 1 layer, so it doesn't have all these flaps like it does here. So that is purely the only difference between the two. Even the heel tabs are literally exactly the same. You've got the 2 badges, you've got the heel tab, so it is only this part here which is different. As I said, I didn't want to get the normal track, so I wanted to get something a little bit different, but you can see how they are literally exactly the same shoe, apart from you've just got, you know, a higher shoe. Sizing wise in Balenciaga, they always use the European sizing. So I got a 41 and I am usually a size 7 in generally everything. When I look at the sizing guide inside the shoe, it says it's a UK 8, Euro 41. So yeah, it does say a UK 8. I'm usually a UK 7. So effectively you would have to go up 1 whole size if you did want to get these. So onto comfortability, how they fit. If anyone out here has ever tried on the triple S's, the triple S's by Balenciaga are a really chunky shoe as well as these. I do find the triple S's to be a lot chunkier. So when I put the triple S's on my feet, I feel like I'm literally picking up like bricks on my feet. Whereas for these, I don't feel like that. I still feel like they're chunky. Yes, you can feel the extra chunkiness, but it's not a huge deal. I kind of like it. It also gives you like a tiny bit of height as well, which I kind of like, even though I'm tall. But they feel super comfy because they do have the chunky sole. I feel like they give you that extra comfortability. And you know, because of the material, you've got a lot of foam and mesh going on the shoe, especially around the ankle. I feel like there is a lot of support for your foot. Again, one thing I really enjoy about this shoe. And to be honest, I could wear these as an everyday shoe. I've worn them a couple times now. I've worn them kind of out on a day out to London where I've been walking around endlessly, and they don't hurt at all. And another thing as well, when I first wore them, you don't need to break them in. They're not the shoes that you need to break in. Because of the material, it is soft. you don't need to do that, which is perfect. They're not going to give you blisters, nothing like that. I do feel like they are probably one of my most comfortable designer shoes. Pricing wise, these are an expensive shoe. They come in at £895, so nearly £900. The low tracks that I have here, these come in at £725, so there is quite a bit of a price difference between them both. But for me, I felt like if you're spending that kind of money anyway, I wanted to get something a bit more different, as I said, something a bit more unique. And I do feel like because they're higher, you kind of get more value for money. I literally don't know, sometimes I just make up this stuff in my head just to justify the amount that these shoes cost. But yeah, I can't lie, they are expensive shoes, but that is Balenciaga. One thing I did justify to myself when I bought them is that because they are hike, they are kind of like boots as well. So for me, I would wear these in the summer and I would wear them in the winter as well, whereas I feel like maybe the low tracks are more of a summer shoe. The thing is with these soles as well, they have really good traction, really good grip. So I would literally, like if it was snowing, I would probably wear them. Another justifiable point. So it doesn't matter what weather it is, I would wear these. I feel like these are suitable for all types of weather. At the moment, there's only 2 colorways of these as they came out earlier this year. So they are kind of fairly new. So they come in this black and they also come in a white version as well. Tracks in general, I prefer the black. I don't really like the white as much. I feel like, you know, sometimes when the white goes a bit of a funny color, it goes like a bit of an off-white. I feel like you'll get more value for your money if you get black. And again, black can go with so many things. I feel like white boots, white tracks, I don't know if I'd wear them in the winter. Whereas black tracks, I would 100% wear them in the winter. And black is more versatile. You can kind of wear it with more things. So I thought, you know, another thing, if you're spending that kind of money, get a good colorway. Yeah, for me, this has been one of my most recent favorite pickups. I adore these shoes so much. I just love the look of them. I like that they're different and I can literally throw these with so many outfits. If you guys have any questions at all, just drop a comment in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and let me know what you guys think of these shoes. I have no regrets about buying these at all. As always, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you all next time.